What's up, my friends? JLD here, and welcome to Master Microstrategy, where we master the generational wealth opportunity that is MicroStrategy 7 days a week. Before we get into today's news, updates, and intel, remember that this show is for informational purposes only and not financial advice. Please consult a professional before making financial decisions. Let's start by heading over to mstr-tracker.com so we can get a little snapshot of how MicroStrategy is performing today. Well, as you can see, the stock price is at $345, which is an increase of 1.4% from yesterday. The market cap is at $77 billion, which is an increase of 1.4% from yesterday. The S&P 500 ranking is 134 out of 500, which is a 3-spot increase from yesterday. And the Bitcoin value per share is $133, and the NAV premium is 2.6x. MicroStrategy's unrealized profits is $13 billion with an 81% increase. Things are looking good in the world of MicroStrategy, my friends. Let's dive into some top news stories for the day for MicroStrategy. The first story is from CoinGape.com, and the headline is Breaking. MicroStrategy acquires 51,780 Bitcoin for $4.6 billion. The quick summary is MicroStrategy has acquired 51,780 Bitcoin for $4.6 billion at an average price of $88,627 per Bitcoin, bringing its total holdings to 331,200 Bitcoin. The company has spent $16.5 billion overall with an average price of $49,875 per Bitcoin. Currently the fifth largest Bitcoin holder globally, MicroStrategy now holds 1.2% of the total Bitcoin supply. The latest purchase follows a previous acquisition of over 27,200 Bitcoin for $2 billion, as the company plans to raise $42 billion to buy more Bitcoin over the next 3 years. Of course, MicroStrategy has achieved a Bitcoin yield of 20.4% quarter to date and 41.8% year to date. That is insanity. My thoughts are just that this shows the increasing commitment that MicroStrategy is making to the space, and it's only speeding up as we go, my friends. These are exciting times. The next story is from protos.com, and the headline is MicroStrategy investors cheer Bitcoin yield, but few read the fine print. The quick summary of this article is that MicroStrategy has consistently outperformed Bitcoin, leveraging debt and equity dilution to expand its Bitcoin holdings and boost its valuation. Its market cap, which is 2.89 multiple of its Bitcoin assets, reflects investor confidence despite the company's minimal revenue and negative earnings. Shareholders have seen annual Bitcoin accretions per share of 1.8 in 2022, 7.3% in 2023, and 16% in 2024 year to date. But these exclude future obligations tied to convertible debt and equity. The fine print reveals that the company's reported BTC yield may overstate its accretive impact, leading investors reliant on faith in MicroStrategy's long-term strategy and ability to manage obligations. Listen, my friends, my thoughts on this are that it's important to read both sides of every argument and listen to those who are cautious and outright negative about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. I mean, in my opinion, these stories are the reason there is so much upside to MicroStrategy, because it is keeping many bearish and blind to the amazing potential ahead. I mean, hello, have you seen the Q3 earnings call? But only time will tell, of course. Today's last story is from news.bitcoin.com and has a headline of Michael Saylor targets $100,000 Bitcoin this year and says all MicroStrategy investors want more Bitcoin, and I'm one of those. I'm raising my hand. I want more Bitcoin, Michael. The quick summary is Michael Saylor, who's MicroStrategy's chairman, predicts Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by year end, citing bullish market momentum, Wall Street support, and regulatory optimism. He highlights BlackRock's advocacy for Bitcoin and potential SEC reforms. He envisions a pro-crypto framework driving growth. Saylor rejected Bitcoin dropping below 30K, forecasting a sharp rise to 100K by December. MicroStrategy plans to raise $42 billion to buy Bitcoin, aiming to acquire every Bitcoin mined over 3 years. Saylor supports Senator Lummis's proposal for a U.S. Bitcoin reserve, citing its economic benefits, and emphasize investor backing from MicroStrategy's aggressive Bitcoin acquisitions, including $2 billion spent in early November. My thoughts are that, of course, Michael Saylor is bullish. He is completely orange-pilled. I am. Are you? Okay, now it's time for MicroStrategy's top tweets of the day. Tweet number one, you're looking at it right here. It's from Jeff Park, and he says, MSTR is 26% BTC yield, and it's now up to 42%. What did you get done last week? And I love this because, let's be honest, this yield is out of this world. Of course, it's going to fluctuate, and we want to celebrate when it's going up, and we have to just accept when it's going to correct and maybe go down a little bit. But man, it's just exciting things to see overall. So thanks, Jeff, for sharing that. Now I want to talk about a tweet from Amit, I think it's pronounced, and it's breaking. MicroStrategy MSTR has purchased another 51,780 Bitcoin at an average price of 88,627. Man, they somehow bought on a dip, which is pretty cool, for a $4.6 billion total dollar spent on that for actual money, of course, which is Bitcoin. MSTR bought 27,200 Bitcoin 2 weeks ago at an average of around 74,000. So they are just stacking the cool. They now hold, wait for it, 331,200 Bitcoin at an average price of 49,827. But of course, what's important is they hold 331,200 Bitcoin, because that's what we're focused on. The next tweet that we shall chat about is from Remo. Maybe it's Remo, and his key takeaways from MSTR Bitcoin purchase announcements. And this, to me, I just love tweets like this where they kind of break things down. I mean, you can kind of read it here. I'll kind of quickly go through it, but number one is those 51,780 Bitcoin were purchased between November 11th and the 17th of 2024. Number two, the Bitcoin purchases were made using proceeds from the issuance and sale of shares at the market program, ATM program. Number three, so far they used 5.7 billion of their 21 billion ATM program. There's still 15.3 billion remaining. And between you and me, my friends, I would not be surprised if that 21 billion gets increased as we go forward. Let's be honest. Number four, when they continue like this, they'll be done with the ATM until the end of the year. And number five is in total, they now hodl 331,200 Bitcoin for 1.58% of the total Bitcoin supply. Man, that number just keeps going up in such a cool way. Number six, from October 1st to November 17th, their Bitcoin yield was 20.4%. Their year-to-date BTC yield is 41.8%. I mean, these numbers, even when we repeat them a little bit, they're just exciting to say over and over again. Number eight, Saylor is on fire. Yep. And number nine, we're going higher. Yep. Exciting stuff. Another tweet that I really did enjoy was from Chris. It's the final destination. I mean, look at this. I love this. Step one, you're orange pilled into Bitcoin. Step two, you're red pilled into MicroStrategy. This was definitely my process. I'm curious what yours are. The last tweet that we'll talk about today is from Peter. I had dinner with my buddy who is an SVP at one of the largest blah, blah, blahs. Smart guy with a CFA charter. I explained MSTR playbook and how much I was able to make over the last 8 months. His response, wow, you should protect some of that upside by taking profit and getting a 5% risk-free T-bonds. Not gonna make it, my friend. You're not gonna make it. Peter, kudos to you for trying, my friend. All we can do is try, and try some more. Okay, now it's time for the Saylor Says segment, where I find one of my favorite Saylor clips. It could be a very recent one. It could just be a classic from time gone by and past. And today's segment is all about spot Bitcoin ETFs have opened a gateway for capital. So, Michael, take it away.
But let's talk about your existing holdings. As I mentioned in the intro, now worth around $10 billion. You have paper gains of about 70% or so, which a lot of people would like to see that sort of return. At any point, would you sell? When would it make sense to take profits there?
Well, I've famously said I'm going to be buying the top forever. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It is the strongest asset. So what we see right now is the Bitcoin has just emerged as a $1 trillion asset class. And it's alongside names like Apple and Google and Microsoft. But the difference between Bitcoin and the Magnificent Seven is Bitcoin's an asset class. It's not a company. There's not enough room in the capital structure of those companies to hold $10 trillion or $100 trillion worth of capital. So Bitcoin's competing against gold, which is 10x what it is right now. It's competing against the S&P index. It's competing against real estate, $100 trillion plus asset class, as a store of value. So we believe capital is going to keep flowing from those asset classes into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes. And that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers.
Well, my friends, another day of Master MicroStrategy has come and gone. I hope you enjoyed today's content. And please remember, this is not financial advice. Please consult a financial professional before making any financial decisions whatsoever. And if this video added any value to your life, I would really enjoy and appreciate a like, a subscribe, and a comment. I see all of them. It really, nothing makes me happier actually than maybe seeing MicroStrategy go up than those three things. So I hope you do take action on that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is also in the podcast form on Apple, on Spotify, all the podcast directories. So you can just search Master MicroStrategy to find it there if you like consuming podcasts. Or if you're listening to this in a podcast and you like video, because I do have some visuals as well, you can find our YouTube channel, which is Master MicroStrategy. So until next time, my friends, keep stacking MicroStrategy for the win. And remember, there is no second best.
There is no second best.